Okay, I'm rolling.
Awesome. Luke, you get back there?
Yeah.
Ready? Sweet. Alex, can you get the curtains set?
My baby's on the level.
John, we don't want to lose Prometheus in the light there.
Yep.
Sweet. Looks good, Alex. Everybody ready? And... action.
Listen. The story which you are about to hear is both terrifying and strange. Yet I swear to you, it is the veritable truth. My tale began long ago, but before we glimpse its beginning, we must first peer forward to its tragic conclusion.
To Mrs. Saville, England, March 28, 1799. My quest continues. In the northernmost reaches of this icy realm, the sun is forever visible, its broad disk just skirting the horizon and diffusing a perpetual splendor. What wondrous discoveries may not be expected in a country of eternal light? I have taken to walking the deck in regular intervals, for exercise prevents the blood from actually freezing in your veins, like the vast and irregular plains of ice, which stretch out from our wayward vessel in every direction and seem to have no end. Even so, I feel my heart glow with an enthusiasm which elevates me to heaven. For nothing contributes so much to tranquilize the mind as a steady purpose, a point on which the soul may fix its intellectual eye. Your affectionate brother, Robert Walton. August 5th, 1799. Margaret, so strange an accident has happened to us that I cannot forbear recording it. Last Monday the ice broke and freed our ship at long last. About 2 hours after this, we perceived a dog sledge driven by a being in the shape of a man, but apparently of gigantic stature and naked as a savage. Turning to the south, I perceived yet another sledge, which was drifting towards us on a large fragment of ice. Good God, if you had seen the wretched condition of the man who we discovered therein, your surprise would have been boundless. His limbs were nearly frozen, and his body dreadfully emaciated by fatigue and suffering. I have personally tended to his recovery in my own cabin. I never saw a more interesting creature. He is generally melancholy and despairing, and sometimes he gnashes his teeth, as if impatient of the weight of the woes that oppress him. Sir, you wake! Tell me, why have you come so far upon the ice in so strange a vehicle?
To seek a vile creature who fled from me.
Did the creature whom you pursued travel in the same fashion? If so, I fancy we have seen him, for we saw some dogs drawing a sledge and its monstrous driver across the ice.
I hope, sir, you do not toy with my emotions, as this is a matter most grave. Which route has the demon pursued?
He traveled due north, but...
Do you think that the breaking up of the ice has destroyed the fiend's sledge?
I cannot answer with any degree of certainty.
Listen closely.
August 13th, 1799. My affection for my guest increases every day. So gentle, yet so wise, he excites at once my admiration and my pity to an astonishing degree. He is now much recovered from his illness and eager to hear any news of the sledge that preceded his own. Though greatly occupied with his own misery, he has frequently conversed with me on the momentous voyage on which I am currently embarked.
I may even discover the wondrous power which attracts the compass needle. How gladly I would sacrifice my fortune, my existence, to the furtherance of my enterprise. One man's life is but a small price to pay for the knowledge I seek.
Unhappy man! Do you share my madness? Have you drunk also of that intoxicating draught? Hear me, let me reveal my tale, and you will dash the cup from your lips.
Listen to my history, and you'll perceive how irrevocably my fate is determined. My cautionary tale may direct you if you succeed in your undertaking and console you in case of failure. I was born into one of the most distinguished families in Geneva. My father, the last Frankenstein in a long line of government officials, had filled his public duties with integrity, honor, and reputation. He passed his younger days perpetually occupied by the affairs of his country. Thus, it was not until the decline of life that he became a husband and the father of a family. No human being could have passed a happier childhood than myself. When I was about 5 years old, my mother took charge of Elizabeth, a poor girl from a vagrant peasant family whose hair was the brightest living gold. She playfully presented Elizabeth to me as a gift, saying,
I have a pretty present for my Victor.
I, with childish seriousness, interpreted her words literally and looked upon Elizabeth as mine to protect, love, and cherish, my more than sister, since till death she was to be mine only. A few brief years later, Elizabeth caught the scarlet fever. My mother attended her sickbed against the protestations of our doctors. Elizabeth was saved, but my mother herself fell prey to the malignant fever. My mother was dead, but we who the spoiler has not yet seized must continue our course with the rest and learn to think ourselves fortunate. Elizabeth busied herself with the following of the aerial creations of the poets, and in the majestic and wondrous scenes which surrounded our Swiss home she found ample scope for admiration and delight. It was the secrets of heaven and earth that I desired to learn, and whether it was the outward substance of things or the inner spirit of nature and the mysterious soul of man that occupied me, still my inquiries were directed to the metaphysical, or in its highest sense, the physical secrets of the world.